For some time now, consumers have been expecting more from the brands that they want to interact with on a daily basis. This is a fact that was supported by Kantar's COVID-19 barometer study released earlier in April. In that study, there was something like 25,000 consumers surveyed across 30 markets globally. And of that study, there were 92% of consumers that actually felt it was important that brands continue to share the message and their brand identity with the people that they were looking to work with. 77% of consumers wanted to hear how the brand could be helpful to them in their everyday life. And 70% of those wanted the brand to offer a reassuring tone to them. What's clear is that brands with strong ethics and values are gaining headway. And it's becoming a really critical part of the decision-making process for consumers in terms of the brands that they want to align with on a daily basis.
So really aligning with customer expectation in today's world is more important than it ever has been before. Over the past couple of years, we've seen consumers actually actively saying that they would switch off buying a brand if it doesn't have ethical practices. And this is something we've been tracking for a couple of years. But I think in the pandemic, that's become even more important. But of course, whatever you do has to fit with your brand identity, because if it doesn't, consumers will react to that really quickly and not believe you.
My top considerations for interacting with brands during this global pandemic are generally to be a lot more aware of what I'm buying. So I look for things that are ethically made, locally sourced, preferably organic. Even with the children's toys, I don't buy them anything that's plastic at all anymore. In fact, I don't actually buy them that much anymore.
I would say I do think that if a brand is more socially aware, I'd be more likely to buy products from them. For instance, if they have a stance on Black Lives Matter and they seem to take an interest in their consumers' lives, then that would be a major factor for me wanting to buy their products.
I don't want to deal with a company that has a reputation for mistreating people, mistreating the environment. I admit that there are times when I will step outside of that consideration, but nevertheless it's become an increasingly important driver for me personally.
So consumer expectations around seeing corporate empathy will continue to grow. I think that those that are able to do so will see benefits in terms of customer retention. In addition to this time next year, our industry will be focused or certainly faced with another challenge in terms of the demise of the third-party cookie. So for me, it's therefore never more important to organize your data and understand your customers, understand where you can find those audiences, and how you can engage with those audiences with different types of content that they're viewing and in different environments.